Ready to begin? I'm Jill Alverson, Hennepin County Auditor Treasurer. I'd like to call to order the 2010 General Election Canvassing Board for Hennepin County. I'm going to first ask each of our canvassing board members to introduce themselves, and we've been requested to have you each spell your name for members of the media in the audience. So we'll start with you, Mark.
Mark Thompson, the Hennepin County Court Administrator, M-A-R-K-T-H-O-M-P-S-O-N.
Randy Johnson, Hennepin County Commissioner from District 5, R-A-N-D-Y-J-O-H-N-S-O-N.
Ginny Gelms, Interim Elections Director for the City of Minneapolis, G-I-N-N-Y-G-E-L-M-S.
Jeff Johnson, Hennepin County Board, District 7, J-E-F-F-J-O-H-N-S-O-N.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to ask the staff to introduce themselves.
I'm Rachel Smith, R-A-C-H-E-L-S-M-I-T-H, and I'm the Elections Manager for Hennepin County.
And I'm Dan Rogan from the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, D-A-N-R-O-G-A-N.
All right, thank you. We have extra copies of the agenda at the end of the table here. If any of you would like to get that, I think most of you have it. I'm going to ask Rachel to start with a brief review of the agenda, and then we will move into the oath of office.
Thank you, Jill. I'll provide a brief Election Day report. We will then canvass the results. I have the report sitting here, which are broken down precinct by precinct. And we have federal and state, we have county, and we also have the certified write-in totals. So there's several reports to sign today. We also are going to be providing copies of the tapes, summary statements, this afternoon to both of the parties. We'll also then, finally, we'll do the post-election review. There are a total of 13 precincts that need to be drawn for Hennepin County, and those precincts will be an automatic hand count for the U.S. Representative and the Office of Governor. And that will be done on Monday, November 15th, beginning at 9 a.m. in the auditorium of the Hennepin County Government Center.
All right, thank you. We'll do the oaths of office, and I believe Judy Rounsville from the Taxpayer Services Department has those. So if you could distribute those, Judy, and we will do that all together.
Randy Johnson. And Jeff, was it Jeff Johnson?
Yes, right here.
And Mark Thompson. And I didn't get your names. Okay.
And do you have one for me?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Nope, that's it. Okay, so what I'd like to do is we'll read them together. Let's raise our right hand and state your own name. I, Jill Alverson, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota, and that I will discharge faithfully the duties of the office of County Canvassing Board in the County of Hennepin, the State of Minnesota, to the best of my judgment and ability. Thank you. We'll go ahead and sign those, and then they'll be notarized. All right, thank you. Let's move to the third item on the agenda, report on Election Day from Rachel Smith, our Elections Manager.
Thank you, Jill. We had a very successful election day, 425 precincts, and Jill is passing out a copy of the precinct by precinct breakdown. This includes all of the precincts within Hennepin County, the registered at 7 a.m. count, so what we had. It also includes how many people used election day registration on election day, and also through absentee process. We now break out our absentee and in-person totals, so we do have some statistics. So the total number of election day registration, how many people walk through our polling places on election day, and how many absentee ballots we received, for a total number of people voting, both in person and absentee, for a turnout overall in Hennepin County at 61.42%, and with an absentee turnout of 6.98%. These statistics reflect the data that's also in the canvas or the abstracts before you. precinct by precinct. It doesn't have the candidate totals, but it has the total number of voters in each of the precincts. We did have one change from election night to one change from the election night report, the totals, unofficial totals, to today's canvass, and that was an incident that occurred in Plymouth, Ward 4, Precinct 22, which resulted in a change of 6 votes to, in the governor's race, 6 votes for candidate Emmer.
Can you tell me what the issue was?
Yes, so in Plymouth 422, Ward 4, Precinct 22, the election judges are instructed to immediately transmit the election results at the close of the polls, which was a little after 8 o'clock. Then they go back and they balance. They compare the total number of people walking through the polling place to the number of ballots that were in the ballot box. They realized that they were 7 off from that number. So in that case, when there is a discrepancy, they are instructed to rerun the ballots in the precinct to make sure that if there was some uncounted, they can rerun them. They did rerun the precinct, and they retransmitted, but it was not till later that evening, about 2, 3 in the morning, and we found out about it the next day. So then we've updated our totals since then. So the governor's race now reflects that change on the Secretary of State website.
Rachel, I wonder if you could briefly, the results that are reported on election night are considered unofficial. What happens between the election and the date of the canvassing board at a city level? Could you briefly summarize that process?
Sure. Again, the precincts are instructed to immediately transmit at little after 8 o'clock when their totals are run. And at that point, those election results are considered unofficial because we are going to go through a process to verify that those numbers are official. And the process that we do is we basically compare a worksheet that our election judges fill out in each of the precincts that record the total number of people that walk through the polling place. And that can come from either election day registration or an in-person voter. Those two numbers together should add up to add or equal the total number of ballots submitted in a voting system, or ballots should equal. So that's step one, and then that information is given to the city clerk and to Hennepin County Elections. We then go through very carefully each of the precincts to make sure that the number of people walking through the polling place balances with the total number of ballots. We also are now able to go through and review the total number of absentee ballots issued by each city, so we can compare, we can run some reports through a statewide voter registration system in which we compare our absentee numbers as well. We take this very seriously and go through very thoroughly each precinct. Okay, carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Do any of the members have any other questions about our election day experience or our data?
Madam Chair. Rachel, could you just explain for us again that there was an error on election night that caused the numbers to be off a little bit? Could you just explain that to us?
Sure, thank you, Commissioner Johnson. The as we've described, what happened was at about 10 o'clock we were at about 75% of our precincts reporting in Hennepin County. I do want to say that we were reporting very quickly, and that all the information up till 10 was accurate. At about 10 o'clock we did the last 25% of the county. It was one of our last file updates, and the file that was created, there was a choice between replacing or add to, and unfortunately the add to button was hit rather than the replace to, which resulted in us doubling the number of in-person votes for all candidates that we had currently in the file. We immediately recognized that that was an issue. We saw that the incorrect error. We tried to get it down, but by the time we had a fix to pull the results down, we had already known how to fix the problem. So we then sent a file immediately to get updated, which was about 45 minutes later. And then at that point, we got it updated on our Hennepin County website, and we tried to transfer to the state, but the state had some additional some reporting issues with their system, so it took until about 12:30 to get that resolved on their end.
And, excuse me, that was, what was the vote, the additional vote grouping that was added by mistake instead of replaced? You said it was added instead of replaced. What was that number?
Well, basically what it did is it added, it doubled all of the in-person. So it took the in-person category of votes that we had for each candidate and basically added a double amount.
Do you know what that original number was?
Well, it varied candidate by candidate, but it affected all candidates, not just the governor's race or not just the local race. It was the local races as well.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Let's move on to item 4 then on the agenda, which is the canvass of the results. Rachel?
Okay. I think you need a motion.
Do you need to review what we have here? Or?
Sure. Okay. Well, we have 2 copies of the federal and state abstracts, which will then be forwarded. One is our copy, our original copy, and one is for the Secretary of State. So
Okay.
that's the first group. We also have the copies, the county certification. So again, 2 original copies stay with the county in this case. And then we have the registered write-ins. So there are federal and state registered write-in candidates that are tallied, and then the county one as well.
Okay. And the process is that I will ask for a motion to approve our canvassing report. Assuming we will all approve, then we all sign. Is that right? There's a signature line for all members of the canvassing board. Okay, so at this point, I'd like to ask if we have a motion to certify the results as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion carried. So do you need some help passing that around?
Do these ones first.
Got a tickle in my throat. Yep. Let's do one at a time.
That's all I want.
Yep. And Jill, you actually have 2 pages to sign, so you will actually do this one as well.
All right, okay.
He's on top. Jill's got 2 again. Let's just do one at a time.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's gonna-
That's amazing. I get the work stuff.
I know, I forgot my coffee.
Rachel,
No,
Here?
during
Yep.
presentation,
Here, I'll come over.
we actually hit 100%.
You can go ahead.
The absentees, no, the absentees registering election day are added.
well, I think I printed here and then signed it here.
Oh, okay. So it looks
And then
like,
we have the seal as well, Jill.
Okay.
For you.
The people from Chicago get really excited when I tell them that.
well, on the other end of this is
And then we should
Ten 20. Okay.
And then let's do the second federal, same copy. Second copy.
Same.
second line now.
One from you.
We're certifying the documents. I can charge you something.
start that one.
Yeah.
Is that 2 pages, Jeff?
Yes, Jill has, that has 2 pages.
You should just sign this here.
Oh, okay.
Just do it here.
Okay.
Jeff was already.
But, yeah, I mean, just take that one, right?
Yeah.
No, they certified.
Yeah.
Oh, the right hand.
Smaller one this time.
I'll be able to sign everything.
Make sure somebody didn't slip a menu in here or something.
Right after this. Very many.
What?
Thought she had died.
Maybe reincarnated. The Ouija board says she's coming back.
Went from some.
Yeah. Thought about that, but I couldn't do it in a second.
So I'll ask you to briefly review the post-election review process.
Lochner. She had a bunch of signs up at the last minute. She got 120.
How many did you take?
Probably 400 and some thousand.
All right, we've completed the signatures?
Yes.
Anything else on that? Okay. We're going to move on to agenda 5 or number 5 on the agenda, the post-election review. Rachel, could you explain what that is and what we need to do here this morning?
Thank you, Jill. The post-election review is required by state law that we randomly draw certain precincts. We have a total of 13 to draw in Hennepin County. It is slightly different from previous years because now we have absentee centrally counted precincts included. So instead of just our 425, we also add 33 central absentee counting to ensure that the absentee central counting is accurate as well. This is a test to ensure that our voting systems are tabulating and tabulating and accumulating properly within the margin, and so basically we'll be drawing those precincts. The post-election review will occur on Monday, November 15th at 9 a.m. in the Hennepin County Auditorium, and we'll hopefully be doing all 13 of the precincts selected simultaneously.
Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to draw those precincts. Okay? Okay.
So did I do the 5th first?
Do the 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do the 5th first.
You can have anybody do it.
Anybody double check?
Sure.
I just want to turn it. That's the fun part.
2005. 1680.
So we're doing 5 altogether?
Just do 4 at first.
960. And 1540.
We need to get 4 from the 5th precinct, or from the 5th congressional district, so we're just going to check.
That's fair.
And then
Okay.
if not, we'll pick another one.
All right.
Ratified, round it modified.
So then we can take these ones.
I was going to say, please, but I thought that maybe inappropriate. Do you want to? Sure, but do you want to explain what you're doing?
I can do that. You can go ahead and. So we have 13 to pick, and we have, since we are such a big county, we have 2 congressional districts that are completely within Hennepin County, and the state law says you have to have 4 from each congressional district. So we just picked 4 that were all Minneapolis, so that's all in the 5th congressional district. Now we're going to pick and hopefully once we get 4 from the 3rd congressional district, then we'll put them all together, and then it can be random, but we need to make sure that we get 4 from each.
How many more now?
Pick 4, and then we'll see if.
$71. 025AB. 710. 015AB.
Okay, now we'll see if they're all in the third.
Okay.
Yep, we're-
Two easy ones that we picked.
We picked,
Oh, Champlin?
Yeah.
Champlin and Brooklyn Park. We'll count. Okay, so not each.
no, I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Now we've.
Yeah, and now there's 5 more to go.
Mark.
Yep, so now it's totally right.
1545. 1490. 1530. 1735. 1125.
That last one, the power.
That's it.
That's it?
And by the way, I'm going to Florida.
All right, thank you, board members, for your help with that.
You can just, it doesn't matter.
Anything else that should be reported or summarized, what we just did there?
Well, we can certainly provide a list of the precincts that were selected because they were coded, so
Okay.
I'm just waiting for them to translate the code numbers to whatever the precinct was.
Okay, that would
so.
be very helpful, so we can share that with anyone in the audience who wants that. I think we are ready to adjourn, unless there's any other business. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any objections? All right. All in favor? Aye. All right. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.